It's the final weekend of this fascinating La Liga season and the fans are out in force to watch it unfold. But this match at the Camp Nou is one that certainly won't have an end-of-season feel to it. The players have arrived at the stadium. Both sets are looking to make history. Barcelona are on the verge of their 7th title in 10 years, buoyed by the news of Lionel Messi agreeing a new contract yesterday. For Atletico Madrid, what a story they've been both in La Liga and the Champions League this season. They know they're just 90 minutes away from their first title in 18 years. Right now, nothing else matters.
So close, no matter how far. Couldn't be much more from the heart. Forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters. Never opened myself this way. Life is ours, we live it our way. Hold these words I don't just say, and nothing else matters. Never cared for what they say, never cared for games they play, never cared for what they do, never cared for what they know. And I know, yeah. No, nothing else matters.
It's simple. If Barcelona win, they retain the title. That's because of the better head-to-head they'll have between the two. But if Atletico Madrid avoid defeat, it is they who will be crowned La Liga champions. So for the fans and the players of these two magnificent clubs, this is it. 37 games played and it comes down to this, the final game of the season. Barcelona against Atletico Madrid, the decider, is live from the Camp Nou. Well, when the first fixtures first came out back in June, I don't know if you were thinking the same, but I certainly thought Barcelona versus Atletico, week 38, it will never go down to the last game of the season. And yet here we are, winner takes all in what has been a truly magnificent campaign in La Liga. With me to find out who that winner will be, Gaizka Manieta, formerly of Barcelona, and the ex-Atletico midfielder Quinton Fortune. Quinton, how much will the pressure of being so close to the first title in 18 years for your old side actually weigh on them today? Can they do it?
I believe so, but I was just talking to Gaika and we were saying Atletico will probably approach this game in like they've been doing in the Champions League. Barcelona's got to come out to them and try and get a goal and win the game. It's in Atletico's favour, but still there's a lot of pressure on them, and I do believe if Atletico can win this game, it will carry on that momentum through the Champions League. So it's important as it is for Barcelona. Yes, the pressure will be more on Barcelona because they play at home and expected to win. But Atletico have been doing it over and over this season, and we keep saying they've been thrown into difficult situations. They keep coming up with good results, and I think today will be one of those games where they hopefully, I do believe they will get another good result.
They'll get the draw needed. Guys, you said in Revista on Tuesday that you believe Atletico are favourites, that it would be very difficult for Barcelona to do. We're so close to the game now. Do you believe Barca can?
I do truly believe they can. I still think, obviously, Atletico Madrid is favourites if we look at the results between those two teams. But I think that there's some ingredients that it makes this game so special for Barcelona players and the club. The fact that Puyol, maybe Tata Martino, Victor Valdés, Tito, last game of the season, the final in the Nou Camp, Messi, new contract. So there's so many things that it, in a way, makes me not even think about it. There's no possible they could win this game. They have to win it. The fact that they are at the Nou Camp. Very difficult because Atletico Madrid has been fantastic the whole season, and exactly what Quinto was saying. In every single match point they had, they've won it. They've done it the job they had to, and so today, I would say it's 50-50.
OK, let's have a look at the all-important team news then, shall we? Starting with Barcelona. Tata Martino makes one change from the 0-0 draw against Elche last week. Gerard Piqué comes back after 8 games out. He's in for Marc Bartra. No Xavi in such a big game. Cesc Fabregas keeps his place. And the front three of Alexis, Messi and Pedro. As for Diego Simeone, well, he makes 2 changes from the 1-0 draw against Malaga last week. Diego Godin comes back in, he was suspended. And Diego Costa is fit, he's in for Raul Garcia. So David Villa starts alongside him. The match winner, the title winner, may actually be on the bench. Xavi, Neymar, Christian Teo, and of course the attacking fullback Jordi Alba, he's back fit again. And as for Atletico, well, we've got Adrian, Raul Garcia, Diego and Sosa as well. Well, that's massive. No Xavi. What do you think about that then, Gaiska?
I'm a bit surprised because in a game that Barca obviously is going to have the ball most of the time, Fabregas, whenever he's played there before, I don't think he's fulfilled the job that normally Xavi does. He's a great player running forward. Iniesta, obviously, with the possession or the skills he has. But I can't see a midfielder there able to keep the possession like Xavi does. And today is about controlling the game. In the other hand, you got players like Pedro, Alexis, Fabregas that will make those runs. I always miss those kind of players in Barca, sort of passing tiki-taka football style. Because we were saying earlier, like, I feel the back four of Atletico Madrid feels uncomfortable when there's not a striker there to mark. They got the freedom to help whenever it's Messi to get 2, 3, 4 players around him. But if you got someone fixing those 2 centre-backs, that would allow Messi to have more spaces. And I think with Pedro, Alexis maybe playing in that more like a centre striker would help Messi to have more space. But I still would miss Xavi there.
OK, let's head to the Camp Nou, shall we? Pitch side there for us is Guillaume Balaguer. Guillaume, the big team news, no Xavi. How's he taken it?
Well, Xavi found out about 2.5 hours ago when he was in the hotel, and he's not happy. I'm not sure if he'll be able to hide it or not, but this comes from the beginning of the season. Tata Martino said, and we've been saying in Revista all along, I would like to change things. I am not allowed. This is his last say as a manager of Barcelona, and he's decided to go for a team that is much more direct, less control, more aggression with or without the ball. This could be a box-to-box football. It could be certainly what nobody expected, and Xavi, the first one, is not to take part in what it is the most important game of the season.
A big decision there from Tata Martino, though. In terms of Lionel Messi, a new contract, of course, but he hasn't scored in the last 6 games against Atletico. Has Tata recognised that Diego Simeone has stopped Messi from being the effective player we know he can be? And has he been working on that all week? We know how last week's preparation was.
Well, this week's preparation has not veered towards what we got in the lineup. Nobody expected this at all. They've just been doing the usual stuff. This hasn't been a game or a week prepared to beat Atletico Madrid. It's been a week to just make sure that everybody was mentally ready. And I think Barcelona had got certain advantage on the emotional side of things. It was the sending off of Puyol, of course. The spirit of Puyol has been mentioned a lot in the press. Leo Messi hasn't signed his new contract, but he's been agreed with the club. You've got, of course, the fact that Tata Martino's last game, and everybody has also mentioned that, and even players saying we should win it for him. And of course, this season started with Tito Villanova in charge, so it's also for him. In the emotional sides, Barcelona certainly have got some advantage, but then it's football, what you're going to see in 90 minutes, and what you have at the moment is a team that knows exactly what they have to do with 11 players that will kill for the manager, that's Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona, that every time they play Atletico Madrid, they change. Sometimes it's 4 midfielders, sometimes it's Messi on the right. Today, no Xavi Hernandez.
As for Atletico, how crucial is it that Diego Costa is back, and how difficult a decision was it for Diego Simeone between David Villa and Raul Garcia?
Well, it's quite clear that this team needs Diego Costa. You saw it in the last 2 games. Defeat against Levante and draw against Malaga. 40 shots on goal, but 1 goal scored only. Diego Costa was not there. They need Diego Costa. He can exploit the spaces. He can beat anybody, or he can beat any of the defenders that he has. One stat that will kill that, of course, is that Diego Costa hasn't scored against Barcelona, but he fits the system. I think Simeone feels that they need a little bit more of danger up front. So Raúl García, who's more of my midfielder, would be on the bench, and David Villa, who likes to be here, who has scored, I think, 4 goals in 10 visits here, who is more of a forward, who will link with Costa Vera up front, will be in the 11.
Guillem, thank you very much indeed. So some big players playing, some big players not playing. One who will definitely play, of course, is Lionel Messi. And it can be a case of you stop Messi, you stop Barca. And Diego Simeone's done a very good job of that recently. As I said, he hasn't scored in the last 6 meetings against Atletico. The plan? Well, basically, 1, to try and not let him have the ball. Or 2, when he does, crowd him out, foul him if you have to. And as you can see here, if one person goes towards the ball, the next person goes as close to Lionel Messi as possible, and so on. However, we do know what Messi can do, of course, guys. So how can he start doing it again against Atletico?
Well, obviously the best or one of the best players in the world, but he needs his teammates to help him and to create spaces, to support him when he's got the ball, especially with a team like Atletico Madrid. When we saw in the images, whenever a player has been left out, there's another one. It seems like they play with more than 11. So how do you help that? To making runs, to, like I said earlier, fixing the back 4. I think that's important. We saw in some of them, when I think was Pedro between Miranda and Godin, they don't come out because obviously they worry about the striker. So that allows Messi some space to get there and then creates 1v1. And keep giving the ball all the time. That's Messi about. Have the ball constantly.
That is the aim, give him the ball as much as possible. As with Diego Costa, Quinton, he's a test for anyone. Yeah. How big is it that he's back? And of course, he's up against Javier Mascherano, who's not a centre-back himself, and Gerard Piqué, who's been out for 8 games. Do you see that being a key battle?
Oh, it's definitely in his favour. He's a nightmare to play against, and it showed the last 2 games when he's not playing how much they struggle. And as Guillem just mentioned, he fits the system. Whether he doesn't score today, he'll create chances for them. He's just a danger man. He just puts his body up there. So Piqué coming back after 11, actually, I think you mentioned a few games he's been out. So it's going to be difficult for Piqué, but it's very important that Diego Costa is back for Atletico Madrid, and it will give him a great chance of winning this game.
It certainly will indeed. The Clásico is big, but this feels a lot bigger. When we come back, we'll look at how the 2 teams fared against each other this season, and also the role of the 2 managers. Who would you rather have in your dugout?
The volley's in, and it just had to be David Villa. Barcelona with an equaliser. Neymar. Adeturan. Oh, what a save! The first trophy of the season belongs to Barcelona. Turned wide by Costa. Good-looking cross. Headers over. What a sensational hit that is! Neymar! What an answer! And a goal by Koke! This is Atletico's time!
Well, this will be the 6th time these 2 will meet this season. They've played against each other twice in the Supercopa, once in La Liga and twice in the Champions League. There have been 4 draws and 1 win for Atletico. That was the Champions League quarter-final 2nd leg. Remember, Barcelona need a victory today to retain the title. And Quinton, it'll be interesting to see if Simeone uses the same tactics as that Champions League quarter-final 2nd leg, where they pressed straight away, didn't give Barcelona any time at all on the ball, hit the woodwork twice, and also scored as well. Now, he knows he doesn't have to win this game, but do you see him attacking or sitting back and almost an attack versus defence?
I just spoke to him. I mean, I can see him attack. If you go to the Nou Camp and wait for the Barcelona to kind of just, they're going to have possession of the ball, and it's the last place in the world you want to go and sit back and wait just to be, to be done by so many quality players.
But he wants space, doesn't he? And that's
he wants space,
but
you've got to, knowing Simeone, the nature of Simeone and his team, he will try and eat first. As Gaga just mentioned, he will try and get a goal, and from there, hopefully, just trying to control the game. But if you sit back at Barcelona at the Nou Camp, you're just waiting to lose the game. You've got to go and attack them.
Guys, what would Tata and Barcelona have learned how to combat that?
Well, obviously, I think it's the creating spaces by the players. I think it tells us all about Pedro, Alexis, and Fabregas instead of Xavi. that's what he's looking for, players making runs in the space, but that creating a space for Messi. But I think, like Quinton was said, I think Atletico Madrid is not going to wait. It's going to go in, because if they score an early goal, that's it for them. And I'm sure Cholo Simeone wants to hit first rather than being hit and then have to come back. Barca, intensity with the ball, runs without the ball into the spaces to create either a space for themselves or for the other players. But key the intensity passing the ball to try to open up the defenders.
OK, let's talk managers now. Just how has Diego Simeone got this team, who were only 4 points off the relegation zone when he took over, 1 game away from La Liga, 1 game away from the Champions League?
How has he got? We just got to play the Simeone way, fight for everything. Don't give anyone an inch. Just unbelievable. He was like this as a player. He would be at your ankles in training in games, and with the experiences they've gained over the last season, they've just gone from strength to strength. And it's basically watching Atletico Madrid in the form of Diego Simeone. They do everything he did as a player.
What about Tata Martino? If they win and then win the league, how much will that be down to him? If they lose or even draw and don't win the league, again, how much will that be down to him? How much blame should he get?
I think it's been a very difficult season for him. We saw early in the season like he probably got somewhere where he didn't really realise how it was to be in a club like Barcelona. That he maybe felt himself didn't fit into this Barca philosophy, and he tried to change things, but it wasn't easy. I think at this stage of the season, both kind of agree with the players and the manager, and there's some things that benefit the team in terms of diagonals, more direct football. We always said Barca needed that, and he's give that to this team. It feels like, in a way, if Barca does win it in the end, it feels like kind of it's been more Atletico Madrid not winning it that Barca winning it, because he's been handed this chance in the last minute. So it feels a bit weird in the end, but obviously down to him it will be most of it.
OK, we are getting closer to one of the biggest games La Liga have had in many a year. Barca need a win, Atletico just a draw, and it's live next.